fourth grade. Wow, it has been a long time since we have had music. I think last week we didn't have music because there was no school on Friday. And then the week before, we had parent-teacher conferences. The week before that was a holiday. So it's actually been quite a while. For those of you that might have forgotten, we are in the middle of our compositions. Now, some of you have not turned in anything. Some of you have turned in what was expected, and some of you have worked way far ahead and have already turned in lots of music. So wherever you are, know that you are actually in a great place. If you haven't turned in anything, it's okay. You're actually not that far behind because we're going through this really slowly. So I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. For those of you that have turned in a lot, that's excellent. And know that you can always go back and edit it or redo it. I mean, if you are enjoying composing, you might write multiple songs. That is absolutely okay. Or you might be like, I'm done. I did all my work and you're okay with it. Just make sure you're always watching these videos. These videos I'll try to make every week, and I'll try to give you suggestions and ideas, and some of them, you can think about them. And if you've already finished, you might just double check to make sure that works. And again, if you haven't finished or if you're kind of still working on it, you can use those suggestions as you keep going forward. Okay, so today you'll notice it's not just a video, this is a screencastify because I want you to see what I'm working on. But let me make me little. Okay, there I am. There I am small. I'm going to show you the Google Classroom. So this is actually my fourth grade recorders Google Classroom. This is just as a teacher. This is where I create all my assignments. And then what I do is I copy and paste them into your classes. So like for T, or you can see I have a whole bunch of classes, Miss Beth or for E, I copy and paste them into those. So what I have here is the exact same stuff that you have in your classes. And when you want to see what we're doing, you click on classwork, and then you'll need to scroll down. And I know for some of your classes, the music virtual learning section is quite low. So just scroll, but you're looking for music virtual learning. And what we're still working on is this one, week 3 through 6 recorder composition. And I'm sorry that it's called week 3 through 6. It should not have those numbers on it. I was thinking those would be the weeks that we would work on it, but I didn't realize that we would have parent-teacher conferences and then holiday. I didn't. So the weeks don't line up, but that's what we have. So when you get there, click on it and you're like, all right, so now I can see all the information. No. I highly suggest when you get there, always click view assignment. This helps you see some things that are sometimes a little bit hidden in assignments. You can see I added lots of information in the description, and then I have a whole bunch of documents that I connected to it. I have everything you need right there. So it's really important you see it all. So view assignment. And this is actually where I can see your work, but this is you can't see that because you're students. This is the teacher one. Anyway, but here we go. So at the top, we have just a quick outline of what is due each week. So the first week, we just read the instructions. The second week, we wrote the rhythm. And that's all we finished so far. We're in week 2 of 6. So don't stress if you didn't do that. There's still a lot of time to get this done. So if you haven't done anything, don't feel stressed. This week, you just need to write a rhythm and add pitches. For those of you that already finished your rhythm, you just need to add pitches. And for those of you that already added pitches, you might go back and double check that they're ones that you like, or maybe add some other suggestions that I give you, okay? So down here, all these documents that I've added have so much information in them. I deeply hope that you have been looking at these Google Slides. These Google Slides that I've now clicked on have like everything that you need to know in them. The second slide is just a timetable. Again, we are here on week 3, We're just writing the first phrase. And you need to turn that in using Google Classroom, and I'll show you where to turn that in later. Then it has some things to remember, but this is a really important slide, the at-home suggestions. So this is supposed to be a recorder composition. Some of you I know don't have your recorders. So if you have a piano or if you have a guitar, you might want to use those if you know how to play them. But maybe you don't have that either. Maybe you're in a place, maybe you're stuck in a hotel somewhere. That is absolutely okay. This is why I gave you this add-on. If you're using Chrome, so you have to be using the Chrome browser, but if you use the Chrome browser, there's an add-on, or an app, I should say, and I can launch my app. I've already added it, and it looks like this. This is the xylophone, and you can just use your mouse and click on it. Or you can see these letters down below. Those are letters for your keyboard to play it. Or if you want to, if you have a touch screen, you can touch it. So that was me playing with my fingers. So this is a great way to compose. And if you're struggling with knowing what note you want to play, this is good too, because it says, look, this one, this green one is F. If you play that one, it's F. So that makes life a little bit easier because it tells you exactly what you're playing. So that is an important thing for at home. And then this is another one. Some of you have done a great job of writing your own music, writing 5 lines and then making sure it has the right spaces. And that is really impressive. But if you can print things, there are 2 PDFs here, this or this. Those are PDFs that you can print. And then there's also this really cool Google add-on, and I'm going to show that to you later. It's called Flats for Doc. Click on it here. Again, if you're using Google Chrome, it works. And there's an how-to YouTube video here that shows you how to use it. It really is a nice way to compose, and I highly suggest you doing it. It's not too hard, but it makes your life easier in many ways. It's harder in some, but it's easier in others. But we'll look at that later. Then I hope you've already looked at this. This is sort of the rubric of things that I want you to be thinking about when you're composing. The next few slides, these are all the rubric basically broken down. So all the different parts, just talking about it more in detail. And then we get to week 1 instructions, week 2 instructions, and here we are for week 3. So week 3, what are you supposed to do? You need to write a treble clef on every staff that you use, pick a key signature, which note is do. Now you'll see this link. That's linked to a slide down below called key signatures. And these are different key signatures you can use. And kind of it just explains it more. So let's go back to week 3. Let's do. Write a melody. So what you'll have to do is you're going to have a rhythm. Let's say you wrote the rhythm ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. So ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. And you would have written more than that because that's only 1 measure and you needed to write 4 to 8 measures. That's 8. 4 to 8 measures. So ta, ta, ti, ti, ta would only be 1 measure. But you need to decide, okay, for the first ta, what note am I going to play? For the second ta, what am I going to play? For the first T, for the second T, for the last ta. So maybe you went B, B, A, A, G. Okay. So you just need to decide what you're writing. And then you write it down. You will have 2 phrases eventually, but this is just the first phrase. So you do not need to write the second phrase yet. The first phrase, you might try to have it kind of be like a question that it's not finished. I like to write music, did you know? And do you feel how that's not, it doesn't feel finished? And then you would finish it with, I like to write it, I do know. That feels more finished. So the idea with that first phrase is that it might have a sort of question feeling to it, that it's not quite finished. If yours doesn't, that's okay, but that's just a suggestion for you. Make sure that you write music that you can play and that you like. And then you're going to turn in your phrase using the method you applied last week. So what'll happen is you go to your classroom and then you click on this week 3 first phrase, and you are in this document, and this is your own document, you're going to put your phrase here. Now, if you're going to use the Flats for Doc add-on, you just click on it here, Flats for Docs, use insert musical snippet, and then this is the one that you would use for pitches, and you just go B, A, G. Oh, if you want it to be a TT, just switch it to T. Oh, that one's supposed to be T. Anyway, you'll figure it out. You just kind of click where you want to put it. And then remember, there's always the playback option, which is really cool. Playback. Now, I don't know that I like that, but that's where, and this is where you'll put it. Then you'll hit submit and I will get that. Now, if you haven't seen at the bottom, I do have some examples. So you can either use the flats for doc or you can insert a photo. So you can see this is week 2. This was the rhythm. So this was using the flats for doc rhythm. And then or you could have just written it and wrote it and then uploaded that. Here's week 3. This is what you're supposed to do for week 3. So you can see I wrote a phrase here using the flats for doc. I also wrote it on a piece of paper. And then I just pasted that picture in. Whichever way you want to do it, I don't care. Just make sure that I can read it okay. So that's what you're supposed to do this week. Add pitches to your rhythm that you already composed. And then next week we'll do it again, but we'll do different pitches. And I'll make another video for that. I've really enjoyed seeing you guys, what you guys have worked on so far, and I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with. Remember, it needs to be music that you like. So just if you like it, if it makes you happy, you think it sounds good, know that I'm going to be really happy with it. I'll help you edit it. I'll help make sure that you've got, the right rhythms, the right number of rhythms in a measure. So look for my comments. I will comment on things. And if I just say good job, it looks really good and it's great. So keep going, and I can't wait to see what you guys turn in. Oh wait, I can't say bye yet because I have to click on the button and then I click stop. There we go. Okay, now I can say bye. Bye.